I just finished watching American Skin, and I wanted to talk about it for a second and kind of dissect some pieces of it. And I'm not going to tell you anything that's outside of the trailer because I think you should watch this for yourself. Um, but I will tell you one piece that's outside of the trailer. This movie is shot from the standpoint of a documentary standpoint, where a father is pulled over and his young son is killed um, by a police officer. This, I'm going to start off by saying, one, Nate Parker, this is an excellent film. It is really thought provoking, it is really emotional. Um, it really tugged at the heartstrings and it made me think about my own kids, both my son and my daughter. Um, but my problem with this movie is I don't think it went far enough to further the discussion, right? Um, the problem that I felt with this movie was that I don't feel that justice was adequately served in this movie. Um, you may have transferred the emotional baggage um, in this movie to the other characters or the audience, but it never really pushed the envelope for um, conversation, right? So I look at a movie like Fruitvale Station, and Fruitvale Station did a excellent job of doing a character study of a guy being wrong place, wrong time, whatever, and it showed the aftermath of this conversation. Whereas you in American Skin had the opportunity to really grasp the the emotions of the people, and it was just too even for me. It if if you're going to go into a police station and hold police accountable to the public, then go all the way and hold the police accountable for what they do in the public. And I get both sides of the argument that police do a dangerous job that keeps the public safe and keeps people um, feeling secure in a certain standpoint. But the other side of that equation is there are 13% of the population that don't always feel that way. He threw out some numbers in the movie, and while those numbers are accurate, it never threw out the opposing numbers for the other side of the argument. He threw out the black on black crime numbers, but it doesn't throw out the white on white crime numbers, the Asian on Asian crime numbers. And that's the part where I really kind of lost me in that because although it is absolutely important to understand that black on black crime is a thing, it's also important to understand that white on white crime is a thing, Asian on Asian crime is a thing. People kill those people that are in close proximity to them unless there is a bigger mental issue within that person. So black people kill black people because black people are in that community. White people kill white people because that's who you live around. You don't go outside of your community to go to go hurt and harm people. Impoverished people harm other impoverished people so that they can come up slightly. and it's a vicious cycle, but it was touched on in the movie, but only lightly touched. Like for this type of premise and this type of movie, you could have really grabbed your audience and made them listen to both sides of their argument. And maybe there's too much information on the cutting room floor, but I felt that it was we didn't solve anything. And for the end of the movie to end like it did, um, that hurt. And it hurt because we went to the extreme and then came back to normal. You see what I mean? Like if I'm going to go all the way to the extreme, let me go all the way to the extreme. Like jump out of character, jump out of frame, show me real justice. Show me what these people, and I'll put their names over on this side of the screen. Show me what they actually wanted. Aside from the monetary uh, um, civil suits, show me what is really going to happen. What not really is going to happen, what really should happen. And in my personal opinion, if you make an error like this, you shouldn't be able to go home to your job, to continue your job. You shouldn't be able to go to work the next day like a human life wasn't taken unnecessarily. It and I get it. I understand that the job is scary and the job is dangerous. But if you are afraid to do your job, do the job. That's your mental health as an officer. If you are putting yourself in danger as and you don't feel safe to do your job, get another job. We need people level-headed and calm to safeguard peace. It's it's a difficult subject, and I'm talking out of the backside of my mouth right now, and I hope you know what I mean. Not this one, I meant the other one. It's not a it's not an easy subject. Of that much I will say to you. It's not an easy subject to tackle, but this movie, although good, didn't go far enough for me. And I'm not saying that um, anybody else should have died or anything else, but the way this movie ended felt a lot like everything just goes back to normal with no consequences. Maybe we could have done the information on what happened after the documentary came out, or not having I don't know. I didn't write it, and it's easy for me to critique it. Um, but I just wanted more from it. Um, if you're gonna again, if you're gonna take me left, take me all the way left. Don't take me in a U-turn and then grab me back over on that side, or back to, or don't swerve out of the way just to make me come back straight. It makes me feel cheap, and it's aggravating. And I feel the frustration of a lot of these people, and I'm tired of crying about these names. But what else are we going to do? bit about the rules.